lot of nuts!
A 20-year-old gamer in New Jersey was just caught after flying down to Florida, buying a hammer, and then showing up at one of his online friends' houses with whom he had beef to attack him. I am sure you are immediately thinking the same thing that I'm thinking, which is, what was he playing? Surely it was League. 100% it was League. This story exudes League of Legends energy. What game was he so mad about that he would get charged with second-degree attempted murder? ArcAge. What the fuck is ArcAge? I googled ArcAge to see if it would give me a description, and the first result is that the North American servers will be shut down in June, which is this month. Which means this article is from April, which means this dude threw away his life for getting mad in a video game that isn't even going to exist by the time the police caught you. According to an article by The Guardian on the matter, the Sheriff's County in Florida constituted this as an extreme example of a phenomenon that academics call internet banging, which is evidently online arguments often between young people that escalate into physical violence. I wonder if we could have thought of any other phrase for this besides internet banging. I tried Googling it to learn more about this phenomenon, and you know what I saw? Penis! The Guardian article goes on to describe exactly what happened, with the individual buying a plane ticket from Newark, New Jersey. I am not surprised at all that this kid is from New Jersey, flying down to Jacksonville, Florida, renting a hotel room near the victim's house, buying himself a hammer and a flashlight, breaking into his house through an unlocked door, waiting for his victim to go to the bathroom, and then attacking him with a hammer. The victim obviously cried out for help. His stepdad came, noticed what was going on, took away the hammer, and held down the assailant until police arrived. At which point, the assailant was apprehended by police, and when questioned about why he did it, simply responded, "He is not a good person." Which I think is crazy. A, the entire thing is crazy. But B, there's actually a really interesting subset of talking trash when it comes to Koreans and video games. I learned this from watching old clips of StarCraft as well as League of Legends, where the Korean culture for talking shit in video games, for whatever reason, is ever so slightly more polite and diluted. They're still talking trash, but they'll never call you scum or say a slur to you in chat. Instead, they'll type out things like, "Your mom go sky," "Your dad in heaven right now," stuff that is shit talking, but it's just it's almost like classy shit talking. In fact, the term that people use in League of Legends for talking trash isn't trash talking. It's actually BM, which is short for bad manners. Which even that feels like a weirdly classy way of calling somebody a slur, but that's basically what it is. And wildly enough, this feels like an example of that. You flew from one state to another state to attempt murder, and when questioned about it, all you can say is, "He's not a good person?" This story upsets me tremendously, not only because it was a horrible act of violence between what seems like two young men with the entirety of their life ahead of them, maybe stop playing shitty games that have a declining player base, but let's be fair, I don't want to blame the victim here. But the reality is that there's so many weird, trapped in a room by yourself your entire life and not understanding social norms aspects of this entire thing, that it bums me out. Because I know people are going to see this story and they're going to be like, "What a Chad. What a gamer. Really, he stood on business." And I just think it's so shit. This is the worst of the worst when it comes to the sort of news that you want to hear about when it comes to gaming or young men in general. But I bet you by the end of this video, there are going to be people making threads about this dude calling him a Chad, and I just fucking hate it. Early this month, musical artist Baby No Money shows a preview on his Instagram of his upcoming Fortnite skin, and it looks fantastic, and I'm tremendously proud of the dude. He deserves it, and I love his music. Just earlier today, Baby No Money reveals on his Twitter that Epic Games has decided not to make his Fortnite skin because they're upset about a confidentiality clause about the fact that he shared the skin early on his Instagram. This sucks tremendously. I hate the fact that this is being taken away from the dude. I also kind of wonder why it even really matters. I mean, I guess you could make the argument that Epic Games has all the rights to their artwork and what's going to be in the game, and maybe they were upset that he messed up how they wanted to launch it. But if they've already got the artwork, like, what's it costing Fortnite to add another skin into the game? Surely all it can do is make you money. Aren't you just losing out on that opportunity by deciding not to implement it in the game? I would hope that maybe people could get together and rally that they want this skin enough that Epic Games will revert their decision. But more importantly, I got unsuspended on Twitter, so I don't need to draw these memes anymore. I'm sure some of you are wondering why we're not doing a Fridays with Sumito. And the reality is that I looked through the memes in the Discord and they all fell off, so I didn't have anything funny to react to. I'm sure even more of you guys are wondering, Sumito, have you been following the recent political election news that's been going on? And absolutely I have. By which I'm assuming you're talking about the Japanese political election in Tokyo, because that is way more interesting. One of the elected candidates is a woman who owns a Pokemon card shop, as well as a bar in Tokyo, and recently did a speech where she stripped seemingly naked, and then decided to ask everybody if they thought she was sexy, and to hit her up!
可愛いだけじゃなくてセクシーでしょ
According to infosheaf.org, which is not a website I'm familiar with, half of it seems to be in another language, and I'm also getting an advertisement for half-naked men in a gacha game to the side. So as far as I'm concerned, this is the most credible website I've ever seen in my life. But this website says that the 2024 Tokyo gubernatorial election candidate Airi Uchina is a 33-year-old entrepreneur from Shizuoka. She owns a cocktail bar and a Pokemon card shop, and she is the leader of the Kawaii My Policy Broadcast political party, which doesn't sound real. The article goes on to say that her running for political candidacy is most likely a publicity stunt more than a serious bid to be governor. And while I can understand why most people would see it that way, I don't think I would vote for anybody else. Jax Films recently uploaded a video talking about being on YouTube for 18 full years with a very, very funny thumbnail, and it wouldn't be a single SumitoMedia video this week if we didn't give an update on the Dr. Disrespect situation. Dr. Disrespect himself has not made any further comments on anything since a statement admitting to messaging a minor, which led to his ban on Twitch back in 2020, but we have learned that YouTube has made some new developments regarding the situation. YouTube has stopped all paid memberships on YouTube. This is the equivalent of Twitch subs, but for YouTube live streams. And somebody as an insider revealed that YouTube decided not to give Dr. Disrespect any sort of contract or any sort of monetary incentive to start streaming on YouTube because evidently they had looked into the reasons of his bans and they knew from way back in 2020 when he was banned the reasons behind it or the alleged reasons behind it back then, and that was part of the reason that they decided not to offer him any sort of paid contract, which has led to a tremendous amount of discourse online about people talking about the fact that it seems like journalists, insiders, the entirety of Twitch, and the entirety of YouTube knew that this massive internet celebrity was a threat to children in one way or another, but seemingly kept quiet about the situation for the better part of the last 4 years. Now, I'm sure some of you guys are thinking, wow, I can't believe a massive corporation that only cares about their profits wouldn't do something that I could consider morally comprehensible. Wake up! Do you guys think I could pull off this look? Like if I grew the hair back out, kind of like splotch the beard a little bit. I think it's just like if I kept the hair in the front a little bit more. Maybe. Thank you so much for making it to the end of another video. Big shout out to the patrons scrolling in the back. Thank you so much for supporting the show. I upload pretty much every day, so if you guys want more of me in your inbox, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's right next to the like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.